Reading the Bible is actually what changed my mind about the pre-tribulation rapture. I used to go to one of the largest pre-trib churches in the world under the ministry of Pastor John Hagee, and I was just like most of you guys. If somebody would have said anything about there not being a pre-tribulation rapture, I pretty much would have thought they were a heretic. But one day somebody challenged me to look in the Bible and find one verse that says that Jesus returns before the tribulation and the church disappears off the planet. And guess what? I confidently looked at the Bible, fully knowing that I had heard people reference scripture all the time. Of course that passage was there. But to my shock and horror, every single so-called pre-trib rapture proof text said absolutely nothing about Jesus returning before the tribulation. Yes, we will absolutely be caught up to meet the Lord in the air. Yes, our bodies will be changed in the twinkling of the eye. Yes, the return of Jesus is our blessed hope. But none of those passages say anything about Jesus coming before the tribulation. Now, I know that people will pull certain verses out of context, and truly you can string any Bible verses together out of context and make them say whatever you want. And sadly, that is what people are doing with the pre-tribulation rapture, even if they don't realize it. Now, for sure, we can all agree that believers are not appointed to God's wrath, but that does not mean that we will not endure tribulation or persecution or hard times. And tribulation, persecution, and hard times has been the norm throughout church history. So the real question I have for people, and the reason that I do these videos, is I am afraid for a lot of Christians in non-persecuted countries that they are not ready for what's coming. And it's all the people that I see in pre-trib pastors' comments that keep saying they can't wait to get out of here, they can't take much more, they know Jesus is coming any day now. That's honestly kind of dangerous, because what if they are going to have to endure hard times? What if they're equating Jesus allowing us to suffer with Jesus beating his bride? Because people write that all the time in the comments. So I know that there's a ton of people out there that no matter what anybody says, they're not going to change their mind. And that's fine if we're not in the generation that sees the return of the Lord. For a lot of us, all of these prophecy talks have just been theoretical. But as we see things heating up around the world, and as we see things rapidly changing, a lot of people believe that we might be in that generation. If you're wrong about the timing of the rapture, if you are unprepared, if your children and family are unprepared, if you're even unprepared to talk to unbelievers about what's happening, you might find yourself without oil in your lamp. And that is a scary place to be. So my plea to everyone, no matter what your rapture position is not to give up on Jesus if you turn out to be wrong about the timing of the rapture. And to be ready and aware that great deception is coming, and great deception is already here. And if you have the storyline wrong, you could end up falling for the counterfeit Christ. And that's why this topic matters so much. And for my pre-trib friends, I want you to really ask yourself the question in your heart: what if you were wrong about the pre-trib rapture? Would that change your view of God? Would the return of Jesus still be your blessed hope if it happens after the tribulation and not before the tribulation?